It's the middle of August, and there's just 2 weeks left before the start of football season. Just enough time left for one last barbecue road trip. Hi, I'm Jeff McCoy. Welcome to Texas Passions. On August 21st, the Great American Eclipse of 2017 cast a 70-mile wide shadow across the United States from coast to coast. One of the cities in the path of totality was Kansas City, Missouri. I have some wonderful friends who live up there, so my wife and I decided to make the drive and see the big event. This also gave me a chance to eat some barbecue along the way. I had eaten at the legendary Arthur Bryant's barbecue years ago when I was on a business trip to Kansas City. I had hoped to eat there again this trip, but they had a long line on a Sunday afternoon, and my wife and I were unwilling to stand around in the heat for an hour. We drove by 2 other barbecue restaurants, only to discover they each had a wait of an hour or so. We had almost given up when we spotted Gates Barbecue at 32nd and Main. I ordered their mixed plate, ribs, beef, and ham, served with a side of French fries. As they prepared my plate, I knew I was in trouble when I saw all the meats had been drowned in sauce and buried in fries. The ribs were meaty, but any flavor they might have had was completely overwhelmed by the sauce. I have no idea what kind of beef I was served, but it certainly had no resemblance to smoked brisket served in Texas. Despite being sliced tissue paper thin, it had to be cut with a knife. It had no real flavor, except for the sauce, and was pretty much lifeless. To say the beef could have been from Arby's is an insult to Arby's. The thin slices of ham not drenched in sauce had a nice sweet flavor, but could have come from any good local deli. My wife ordered their half chicken. It too was swimming in sauce. Without any smoky flavor, it might have been cooked in an oven. We didn't want to get sauce all over their floor, but thought if we dropped the chicken, it might well bounce back up to the table. My friends in Kansas City had said that Gates is one of the top 4 or 5 barbecue joints in town. Gates is really proud of their award-winning sauce, and they pour it over everything. When the best thing I can say is that their French fries and pickles are good, I won't be recommending Gates to any of my Texas friends.
Real disappointed in this barbecue. I can't give it a hook 'em.
As we made our way back into Texas, our first stop was in McKinney. I had heard good things about Hutchins BBQ Catfish, and they're rated on Texas Monthly's top 50 list, so I had to give them a try. We got to their restaurant at 1301 North Tennessee Street around 10:30 in the morning, a half an hour before they opened. We were the only car in the parking lot. A line started forming around 10:50, and we got in it. By the time Hutchins opened at 11, the parking lot was full and the line wrapped around the front of the building. I ordered my usual half pound of moist brisket, nice thick slices, and a couple of pork ribs, which were swabbed down just before cutting. For those people dining in, they offered complimentary peach cobbler and banana pudding. I got a big scoop of the cobbler. My wife ordered the lean brisket and some ribs. She also got a side of fried okra and a ladleful of what looked like sauce. The moist brisket was outstanding, tender, tasty outer bark, and a deep smoky flavor. I stole a bite, or 2, of my wife's lean brisket. It was very good, but just a tad bit dry. The ribs were big and meaty, the meat easily pulling from the bone. It turns out they had a squeeze bottle of their sauce on the table, a red sauce that tasted of vinegar with a spicy kick. What my wife had gotten wasn't actually sauce, but rather an au jus made from the meat drippings, with a taste of brown sugar and garlic added. Oh my goodness. The brisket was delicious without it, but a chunk of meat dipped in that au jus was absolutely incredible. Oh, and by the way, the okra and the peach cobbler are also good. After we finished eating, I was treated to a guided tour of the pits and the kitchen by a wonderful young man named Wayne. He showed me their industrial strength smokers and gave me a peek inside. When he opened the door, we were engulfed in thick smoke. He told me they use oak for smoking their briskets and pecan for smoking everything else. Unlike what I can get from the local grocery store, they use nothing but high-quality aged briskets and smoke about 60 a day during the week and around 100 on weekends. Someone is keeping an eye on the pits 24/7. Every piece of meat goes through several quality checks before it ever makes it to the cutting board. If a brisket doesn't meet their standards, it's pulled off the line and goes into their chopped beef. Wayne's pride in his staff and product shone like a bright floodlight. As a parting gift, he gave me a sample of their burnt ends. Delicious outer crust, fat fully rendered, and oh so juicy. Wowzer. Don't let the name Hutchins BBQ Catfish fool you. When they first opened in 1978, a lot of catfish was sold in North Texas. But as the barbecue revolution has spread across the state, they're concentrating on serving outstanding Q every day. They're doing some remodeling. They've built out a large new dining area, not yet opened, expanded their kitchen, and added new smokers. They're going to need all that to satisfy the hungry masses who will be lining up every day. Wayne told me that the staff gathers together each morning to pray and give thanks for their many blessings. I responded that we, the customers, are truly blessed to be able to eat their great food. Hutchins BBQ, super people serving tremendous barbecue.
This barbecue gets my highest rating, 2 hook'ems.
That's it for this episode of Texas Passions. Your feedback is very important to me. Any thoughts or questions you might have about this episode or my other videos, leave something in the comment section and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. I'm always looking for new barbecue places to try. Maybe you've got a suggestion of a favorite place I should go to. Suggestions are always appreciated. If you like what you saw, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just click on my logo when it pops up and go from there. You can view previous episodes of Texas Passions by clicking on the links displayed. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.